In this video, we will show you how to replace your front outer tie rod end on this Ford F-150. This is part of your front steering and suspension, located behind your front wheel. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's prepare to remove our driver's side front wheel. To do this, safely raise and support the front end of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. After you've completed that, we're going to remove our center cover. To remove your center cover, you're going to find that there's a small slot on the cover itself. You can make your way in between and gently pry. Once you've removed your center cover, a quick inspection will set that aside. Now that exposes our 6 21mm lug nuts. Let's remove all those so we can remove our wheel. Now that we have the wheel off, let's have a quick look at where our outer tie rod end and our inner tie rod end meet. In this area, you're going to find a 24mm jam nut. I like to use some long pliers for this. We're going to turn it clockwise to break it free. There it is. Once you have movement from there, we can continue on. We'll start separating the outer tie rod end from the steering knuckle next. You'll find a 21mm mounting nut up along the top. We'll remove that, just give it a quick inspection. Start it back on a couple threads. Now let's separate the outer tie rod end from the steering knuckle. If you have a specialty tool, you can use that. Otherwise, just use a hammer along this area. A couple light taps should break it free. A quick note about this job, you will need a 4-wheel alignment once it's complete. Now it's time to remove the outer tie rod end from the inner tie rod end. We're going to be turning this counterclockwise. As we spin it, count the amount of turns it takes to remove it and write that number down. 1, 2, and so on. Your results may vary. All right, I got 31 turns. Your results may vary as I mentioned. There it is, friend. We'll apply some anti-seize to the threaded portion of the inner tie rod end. Now it's time for the outer tie rod end. When we install this, we want to make sure we install it the same amount of turns as it took to remove it originally. Let's line this up. So here's 1, 2, and so on. It's time to align that outer tie rod end with our steering knuckle. We should be able to pivot this as necessary. Now as we bring this into position, we have our mounting nut. Now we can get our outer tie rod in place up against our steering knuckle. We'll slide it right in. After that, go ahead and start on the mounting nut. We'll bottom this out. The torque for this will be 76 foot-pounds. Get this torqued. Now we're paying attention to our jam nut here. We'll go ahead and turn this counterclockwise, snugging it up against our outer tie rod end. That's what locks it in. After snugging that, just make sure the tie rod end is level to the ground. Let's prepare to reinstall our driver's side front wheel. We'll get it in place and start on all 6 of our 21mm lug nuts. For the lug nuts, we're going to start each of them on. Once they're all started on, we can bottom them out. We'll get the wheel safely back down on the ground. Now with the driver's side front wheel down on the ground, we can continue on torquing each one of our 21mm lug nuts to 150 foot-pounds in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Now if you have a center cover, let's install that now. For the center cover, there's one area that you want to pay attention to. You're going to find that you have this small prying area. If you were looking at the rim itself, you'll find that you have a notch to align that with. The notch is going to be located closest to your valve stem. We'll align this and tap it into place. Double check, make sure it's secure. After finishing this installation, it's important to have an alignment done on your vehicle.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.